Yeah, Ryan Fedor came in. This is a guy that's been following me for a long time. Thank you very much, my
Nice.
friend. I don't know if I don't know. We got some brand new uh, New Year's pearls of wisdom necklaces, Ryan, and I was going to wait for after for New Year's for it, but you have been quite the follower. I'm sure you've got a collection of our past year's necklaces, so I'm going to send Hernandez. Oh no, Alyssa. Alyssa's here. Alyssa, Alyssa. Yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry. Were you heading out? Okay. No. Before you head out, Ryan. You know Ryan Fedor, right? Right. Can you wrap them? You know those new those 2026 pearl necklaces we've been doing up there. Could you just go down, ask Helen to get like a brand spanking new one, real shiny, like turquoise for Fedor. I believe he's a turquoise guy, and yeah, throw that over to him. Right. Your wife loves the pearl necklaces. I know. I know. Everybody's wives love them. That's why we make them. That's why we send them out to people. Okay. So, pearl necklace going out to Ryan's wife right now. Um, we'll start on the first game. Let's get at her. Might as
Yeah.
well.
Thanks, Russell.
Staring at the screen, waiting for
The
Morrissey to shoot.
I got a new slew of hats. He was complimenting my hat, but Black Friday got me pretty good. They had pretty good sales, so
Oh,
I
really?
ended up
So,
knocking
like,
out
you
about
collect all
like
the hats?
yeah. I want at least one or two of each team just to cycle through for content, and when I'm streaming, I'm not wearing the same hat every time, and just trying to get good a collection to just keep switching out from. So,
Well, good for you. I
um,
have. You're not going to believe this. This is the only merch I have for the NHL. I do not own a jersey or another hat other than this Hartford hat. That's it. Oh, and a Hartford jersey, but no other hat. That's it. I will not purchase anything else until Hartford comes back in this league. So probably after I die, maybe something.
yeah, I only have two jerseys, and they're those up there. The one on the I don't know if it's to the left or to the right of you, but the one over the green one, that's actually a Coyotes jersey, but it's a St. Patty's Day jersey, and then I got it customized with the Exotic Wagers name on there.
Oh,
And then the
nice.
other one's just a Adam Sandler Happy Gilmore jersey, Pens jersey, or Boston
Oh,
jersey. Sorry,
yeah, you got cool
um,
ones.
but but yeah.
You got cool ones.
Hmm.
I may purchase Matthew Kachuk Florida jersey. If I purchase one, I may purchase that. Matthew Kachuk's my favorite player, and the other one is a Tom Wilson Capitals jersey. I love. I may do that.
Oh, and then I also have one right here, but it's in a glass case and it's signed by Clayton Keller. It's a
Oh,
Coyotes
nice.
jersey. So I bought that like a year or
Yeah,
two before they
if I
switched.
could actually get it signed by either one of those guys, then I definitely would get a jersey, no doubt about that. Or Brady, even Brady. Those are my three favorite players in the league. Brady.
But NHL's the only sport where I'll wear other teams stuff.
Yeah, you told me that.
But
Yeah.
yeah, just because I'm a fan of hockey players because they
Are
make me
you
money. So
are you a D-backs? Are you a D-backs guy?
I am a D-backs guy.
Yeah. So everything Arizona, pretty much, right?
Yeah, Broncos. I'm a Denver Broncos fan, but that
Oh,
only has because Vance Johnson, which was a wide receiver in the late '80s, early '90s, he was part of the Three Amigos with Ricky Natil and Jackson. They He was actually from Tucson, and my mom used to work with his mom. So growing up, he got us Broncos tickets every time they came to town. So growing up as a kid, I went to a bunch of Bronco games and just became a Bronco fan. And kind of led into that. But yeah, I'm a Arizona fan, a Suns fan, Arizona Wildcats, and now Utah just because Coyotes are no longer here, but pretty much everything Arizona except for Utah and Broncos.
Cool. All right, let's get looking at the card. Me, I'm a Blue Jay. I'll just tell. I'm a Blue Jays fan. I'm from Canada, so Blue Jays fan. I'm not a huge basketball fan, but I am a Raptors fan. And for football, I honestly don't really have a team. It's just I'm not a huge football fan. For hockey, I don't even like. I'm a Florida Panthers fan because of Matthew Tkachuk right now. But if don't think that I will be a Florida Panthers fan forever. I don't know. If I'll ever. I haven't. I was an Edmonton Oilers fan when I lived in Edmonton, but I got so frustrated with that team, I just said screw it. I don't want. I can't stand being part of. I can't stand. I can't do it. I can't be a fan of a team that has absolutely horrid, backward, non-progressive management, and that's why I love Florida because they're. I may stay a fan of them forever because they have very progressive management. Their assistant general manager is like an analytics guru. So even after Zito leaves, if he takes over, they're probably going to be good for a very, very long time. So I may end up being a Panthers fan forever. Who knows? But I right now I love the Florida Panthers. I love so many players on their team: Reinhardt, Barkov, of course, Kachuk. Like I loved all these guys. And when they picked up Kachuk from Calgary, I liked them. And then when they picked up Kachuk, I was like, okay, I'm a fan of the Florida Panthers. All right,
Yeah,
let's
for
go
sure.
and look at the first one right off the bat. This is one time when we got a great game right away. We got the Edmonton Oilers versus the Boston Bruins. And
Let
for
me.
me, without looking at this any, I can only go over here. I was going to see if there's a 6 out there, but I doubt it.
Yeah. Let me whoop out one note from my notes so I can remember. It's gonna be a big card. I know how that goes.
We have
I
10
won't
card
remember
10
shit.
today.
You know what? I didn't even look. I haven't even looked yet.
One, two, sweet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, 10 cards. 10
I
games.
haven't even looked, and that's what's different about this show is I know some of you guys are like, come on, but we're going through the progression and you guys are seeing it all. Like we're looking at this firsthand. Most of the time me and Perlo don't even have time to look at
Yeah.
what this card is until we're here. So you see
Well,
exactly how we cap, you know?
the whole thing was I used to get people in the chat all the time that messaged me, or I heard from people that they like the breakdowns of the games and they like that, and they're not even betting fans. And I thought, well, why don't I try doing a show just like that? And I think it's if I wasn't, I think it's cool to listen to how people come to the conclusions, and you get to hear us talk about all the games and stuff like that. So okay, Boston. First, I was just going to see if you could find a, a 6. You can find a 6. A Bracco? What the hell is Bracco? I don't even know what that is. I don't have that. But the
I hate
totals
to
aren't
break
even
the.
coming up yet a lot anywhere.
Let's see. Man, Morrissey didn't get his shots.
Shit.
Game's over.
Oh, son of a bitch. What best bet? Both best bets gone to shit. That's
Yeah, it
really a
wasn't meant.
surprise. It's so funny because he like goes over all the time, and as soon as I make it a best bet, he doesn't go. It's crazy.
Let me see how many attempts he had. No, I don't want to Connect to my TV. He had one shot and one miss and two block shots.
All right.
So one shot on a total of 4 attempts.
Oh well, at least I got Jarvis. Jarvis was a big one for me. I got Jarvis over and Dvorak. I had Dvorak over, and then the next game I have Glass and Heischer. So see if we get
Oh,
those.
that's ugly. It looks like the Saint. It looks like that game ended on a power play for St. Louis too. So there was.
Oh shit! Yeah,
That
just
wasn't any worse.
wasn't going our way. Um.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's horrible from Winnipeg. Like I'm I didn't bet on them today, and I'm glad I didn't. But I'm
No,
done with them. Like that's
I'm not backing
Hellebuck,
them. Yeah.
St. Louis. St. Louis is crippled right now. Like
Yeah.
you should be beating that team. I know you're on the road, but come on.
Well, they're just as bad. That's the reason why I wouldn't bet it.
Yeah, either that or just take the under. You know.
Yeah, I kind of leaned to the over for some reason. I didn't bet anything on it. Oh, I didn't bet anything on the total. All I had was Morrissey, and I didn't get that. So, but I'm fading
Yeah.
Winnipeg. Winnipeg's a fade. Either I bet against them or I don't bet on them. Same as
Yeah.
LA and New Jersey's getting there, but I do have them today. If New Jersey does not beat Vegas in that spot today, I won't be touching
Mhm.
New Jersey again.
Yeah, I'll be taking them almost in every spot on the road and in certain spots at home. But like, and let's see how long the books respect their name. There's a good chance that we might get some good numbers on them, especially because they have Hellebuck back. Either that or you take Hellebuck saves. It just
I did
really
take
depends
Hellebuyck
on.
Face today, but I didn't put enough on it because St. Louis isn't a high shooting volume team, right? But I
Yeah.
did take it. It was only 22 and a half. I had to do it. St. Louis should be
Did
able to.
I think it covered, but I was pissed. After I saw the first period, I'm like, damn it, I should have took it. It's gonna cash. The only one I was betting or thought I liked was Sorrows.
I
It
did
was
take it.
26 and a half.
It's another 15 minutes before game time. Slammed it.
Yeah, I
But
kept looking, and then when I saw it, it was like 5 minutes. I'm like, crap, I can't. I could take it personally, but there was no way I could give it out. I was like,
I took it
I saw it
personally.
too late.
I'm not. What was
Yeah.
your number? You got
20. I saw 26 and a half at minus
yeah.
125.
That's what I got. I took it instantly. I put 3 units on it. That play,
Yeah.
I should have put 5, but when you're having one of you when you don't like the card and you kind of get nitty on everything.
Yeah.
That when you find a good play, it's like you're nitty on that too.
Yeah.
But
I
that
mean,
made
you
up.
could have
I
put it
mean,
for 30. You could.
Morrissey. I had 1 unit on. I lost that, but I made it up the on that one. Dvorsky, I had half a unit. That was plus 110. That was a good one. I like that. All right, let's get in the card because we're going to be here all day. All
Yeah,
right, let's get
for
in the card.
sure.
First thing's over. I haven't looked at anything. I'm just like the first thing I think. I'm not taking Oilers unders ever right now. Swayman hasn't been playing all that great as of late. He's been letting a bunch in. I'm pretty sure it'll be Swayman here. Was it? Did did they play Corpusalo or did they play Swayman against Utah? I think it
The
was Swayman.
I think it was Swayman. So
Yeah, it
you're on
was.
Edmonton and Boston, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah, Edmonton, Boston. Yeah,
I'm just doing my notes.
over 1.5 first period for that game is minus 135. Fuck yeah. I mean, Edmonton Oilers are, and of course, over second period, Instabet. Whenever that comes up, over 2 second period. We got it again with Pittsburgh. Oilers games, over second period.
I've been seeing, or at least today, man. It seemed like every day had I mean, every game had a slow start. Like
Yeah,
there was a lot of 0-0s and 1-0s,
yeah.
and I'm like,
I
is
should have
this?
bet the under in that Utah Detroit game. Both of those teams were in terrible spots. Uh, Come on,
And
let's
I'm
get
trying to
national.
remember when it was happening, but I remember there at one point last year it was either going Last year was Four Nations, right? So I think it was like either going into Four Nations or going into some type of little short break. A lot of the teams were playing hesitant, and they were like a lot of
Yeah,
low scoring games. So I was wondering if that was gonna start to be a thing. We'll see.
yeah.
But all
Yeah, you
right,
might be right. Maybe
Edmonton,
just
Boston.
put more on the second period over than the first period over because you have noticed that. Um, Let me pull up that game here. I'm pretty
All
sure
right,
that
so
Boston is a heavy first period over team.
Boston's a home dog.
Yeah, plus one.
Edmonton's fourth game of a 5 game road trip,
Yeah,
and it is a look ahead for them. They got mini coming up. I think that's going to be a big game for them, just with the whole talk of Quinn Hughes coming on the team. Like I could see that just being, I think Minnesota's probably going to start to trend and play a lot better, and I think Edmonton could just see it as a
I think
interesting matchup for
that's an
them.
Edmonton loss, is what I think. That's what
Oh yeah, that's definitely an Edmonton loss,
Edmonton
but
loses that game.
yeah,
That's all I know about that. But this one now, on the other hand, it's hard to say. I don't know if I want to take a side. They Edmonton has won the last three. They played. Oh yeah, they haven't played since last year, January 25th. Edmonton won 4-0 in Boston. The only thing bad about taking the over here is it's been a series under most of the time. Uh, but Edmonton's what beat 6-4. Montreal was an under because Montreal was an under. That was after the Toronto game, and then the Toronto game was over. Edmonton's been going over their team total over just about every game. It's hard not to take a shot at Boston here. I mean, they've won. This is a dog at home that has won five of their what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5 of their last 6 games, and they beat Utah coming off that road trip. That's the thing I don't like. They won the first
yeah.
game after the road trip. Oh, Carolina scored. It's not going to go. We're not
Aho.
going to get a push there unless we get really lucky in the last 45 seconds.
Yeah, I mean Edmonton too. All of their injuries are long term. The only injury that you have on the Boston side is Ardvidson, and he's still day to day.
He's
But I mean
always injured.
they've been playing so good that
It's too
yeah, it's
bad he's
hard
not
not
in
to take
because
them.
he would be a good goal prop. It is hard not
Yeah,
to take them. They beat up on Pittsburgh, but Pittsburgh's gone south quite a bit.
yeah,
Did you say this is the fourth game of the 5 game road trip?
that's correct for Edmonton.
Yeah, I think my main bets here are going to be the second period over. I think I want to keep on seeing what Edmonton is now that Jari's in there. Um, but
Yeah,
I don't want to get in front of Boston. They've been just finding ways to win.
yeah. I mean, I'll take Boston. I mean, they're 12-5 at home. Like I'd like to look back at all their home wins. I mean, Jersey, St. Louis, Detroit, Rangers, those are all horrible wins. I mean, they're wins, but they're not good team wins. But you know what? On the other hand, too, Edmonton's not a good team, or at least not playing like a good team right now. So
Well,
at
I
plus
think they're
one
playing a
eighteen,
little better now. I will take Edmonton's like one of the highest shot volume teams. I will take Swayman over saves if it's a decent.
yeah,
I like Swayman over saves. Swag. Timothy Wharton beat things.
yeah, they'll get a day off before that Minnesota game, and then Boston, they get a day off before they. Boston's at home for at least 4 games, probably maybe more. They played Utah at home. That was their first game home off of that road trip, like you said. And then they played Vancouver, Ottawa, and Montreal. So technically, the way that they're playing, I mean, I know Vancouver played had a good bounce back after that Quinn Hughes trade, but like if Boston wins Edmonton, there's a good chance that they could beat Vancouver, Ottawa, and Montreal and have a really good
Possible.
home run. You
I
know?
don't like the fact that it's this that like you win the first game after a road trip like that, and then the second game is actually tougher usually. That's the only thing I don't like about it. And I don't like about that winning streak, like you said, where they beat St. Louis's ass. New Jersey is pretty much ass right now, and they beat St. Louis twice at an ass, Winnipeg's ass, and then they lost against a good team, and then Utah is mid. So
Yeah.
who have they really won against recently? Uh,
Yeah, nobody recently that's I mean they've
yeah,
had Winnipeg, yeah, like you said, Winnipeg's not good. Isles, they beat Isles. Isles have been playing good.
yeah, that wasn't
Better,
bad win. That wasn't a bad win.
but yeah, you're having to go back. But on the other hand, too, like if you look at these wins, I don't know how much are empty netters and how much is dominance at the end of the game, but none of these are close games.
Yeah,
Like
and you know what?
they're all two
Let's
goal
look at
wins.
Edmonton. Who Edmonton's beat? Seattle twice, both ass. Winnipeg ass. Lost to Buffalo. Uh, Detroit was a good win, but it was a bad spot for Detroit. Remember, like Detroit was on a back
Yeah,
to back after Calgary in that one, like 3 games in 4 nights. Toronto ass. Let's face it, Toronto's ass now. It's an ass team now. And then they go and lose to Montreal, and basically Pittsburgh's ass now too. So it's basically the ass fest of both teams have beat a lot of ass teams. So now, which one's better? I just like the over. I don't see an under here. Boston's defense isn't very good. Um, when they do lose, they usually lose big. But when they win, they've been winning. They've been holding it in, but they have been outshot a lot in those games. So they've been Swayman's been really helping them win a lot of these games a lot. So I like Swayman over saves and the over, even if it's a 6.5.
it's also they're also 4-4. They're 500 on the season for back-to-back wins. So when they've won, they've only won back-to-back half of the time. It's good, Mikey glove save.
Yeah, I
Good to
mean,
see you back.
yeah, Edmonton's offense is clicking well when they're rested and McDavid and Draisaitl are up against a team that can't control them. They're a good team. They're a good team. When they get like, wow, they're good. Those guys are good. It's a better way to put it. McDavid over 1.5 points would be good.
Yeah,
He's been going over that every single time. I would take that, but I only see over here. What's the if you can you get an Oilers team total over 3.5? It's just Swayman. I don't want to get Swayman. That's the problem with that. I don't want to get Swayman, but I said like he 3.5 is plus 105. I think that's a decent price, and I would take a 3 on the Bruins too. I just don't see defense being played in this game. I don't see the Bruins playing too much defense in this game.
yeah. You gotta take Geeky for a goal. You gotta. It's just crazy. Yeah, and Swayman. So you said you wanted to take Edmonton over 3.5, right? So Swayman's given up 3,
Yeah,
3, 5, 3, and 2.
that's the bad part is that Swayman probably has no.
That might not be including open netters though, So he may have given up 3, and then they pull him, and
Empty
they
netters, yeah.
have, yeah. That's only goals against him specifically.
A Marat who's Nudinoff, who's what the fuck I like to call him, uh, is he's been getting points lately. You can get a pretty good price on that. Uh, Alex Steves is going down with Minton and Isamon now, so he doesn't really have the same value up there on the top line. But yeah, like you said, Geeky is definitely a must bet, of course. Pasternak over shots, maybe. Um, McAvoy, since he came back, has been kind of quiet. And Swayman over saves might be the best play. I'd say Swayman over the saves. Saves is probably the best bet.
Yeah, I could definitely see that for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see.
I think right now Edmonton they're getting they don't really have a super tough schedule. They're getting rest, so they're probably the bet here because Edmonton's only really bad when McDavid and Draisaitl get a little tired because they're the straw that stirs that drink in that team. And if they're not flying, they don't have much after that. Except Hyman's great and stuff, but Hyman's very dependent on McDavid. So is Hopkins. It's like those two guys stir the drink, and if they're in a tough road trip or anything, you bet against them. Bet against them. And you're gonna like I'm still not buying Jari. Maybe something happens. Maybe something does snap here, and like it was just the weight of Pittsburgh was causing the problem because he's got talent, and maybe that weight of just there was like a lot of pressure. He got lack of confidence, and going back home to Edmonton, like it's where his home is now. He has a farm there. Maybe he just turns it on. Who knows? It's very possible, but until I see it, I'm not going to trust it. Yeah, Boston allows a lot of shots on goal. So does Edmonton, actually.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind both goaltenders over, to tell you the honest truth. That's why I think this is an over game one way or another. One way or another, this game goes over 6.5, I'm sure.
One way or another.
Yeah. So what do you and over second period for sure.
Pasta has covered 5 of the last 6 games. His over 3.5 shots versus Edmonton. I could see that. He also shoots more at home versus the road, so he favors the home split.
Yeah.
I could see that for sure. But yeah, I like Boston in this spot, I think. I know it's only plus 118, but like I said, Edmonton hasn't really been able. They're 500 on stringing 2 wins together this season.
I already got Heischer over shots. I already got
nice.
He got it in the first period.
Boston's 12-5 at home. Like way many check marks more for Boston than for Edmonton. Other than like Edmonton's scoring, so that makes more for your over.
It's over. It's definitely over. Boston may win this game, but they're gonna have to outscore Edmonton because that's how Edmonton's playing. And even if they don't, even if Edmonton gets Swayman, they're gonna pot at least 2, and Boston will probably get the rest. It's just Boston's not shutting anybody down. They don't have forwards that can shut. What forwards are shutting anybody down on that team? Nobody. Defense, you got Zadorov and McAvoy, but And Lindholm, I don't know. He hasn't been the same, has he? Really, since he came back. Like I don't really notice him out there too much. Hampus Lindholm. He's an excellent defenseman, but I'm not sure he was totally all right when he came back. He's usually like really, really good, but I haven't really noticed him all that much. Like I know you're not going to notice him too much offensively, but I haven't noticed him being. Let me see how the analytics on him. I'm going to take a lucky guess here and say he's kind of struggling a little bit.
I like a line bet with Pasta and Geeky for a point. They're playing on the same line with Lindholm. They're both on power play 1. I think Jari gives up a goal to that line at least. Zaka's been pretty solid too, but he's playing down there on line 2 with Kuznetsov and Middlestat, so or Kushinikov or however you say it. Yeah, Swayman saves. That looks pretty good.
Whenever that comes up, it's probably going to be high, but I would take it anyways. The only way they don't
Catch it
get
like
it
at a 26. I think it's gonna be like 26. Man, I remember a few seasons ago, I wouldn't be
if it's
afraid of taking
26,
a
I'd take it all
32.
day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
he's
Tim,
dropped off. I was talking about Hampus Lindholm. Yeah, he's fell off a cliff this year. He's not having a good year. So ever since he come back, he was elite, but it's not having a good year this year.
Timothy, there's so many different sites I use for so many different things. I use BetStamp for moneyline odds. I use Daily Face Off for lineups. I use Daily Face Off goalie post, left wing lock for goalie confirmations. I use NHL stats, pops.cash for props, money puck. Um,
Money puck's a big one. Yeah, I have
yeah,
my
stat
analytics
head.
come from JFresh Analytics. I tried like I don't know 30 different analytics models and applied it to capping, and his was the
Mm-hmm.
best, especially for picking teams who are going to be successful or not. But Money Puck, Puckpedia, of course, I use Puckpedia. I wish Cap Friendly was way better. Puckpedia doesn't really put much effort into what they do, but it's still the only thing out there that nobody's trying to do anything about it. But yeah, that's what I got. Second period over. McDavid over 1.5 points is pretty much an instant right now. Maybe Pasternak over 1.5 points. Stuff like that. Zach over shots. I mean, I didn't check. Usually, I go to see if there's any news. Pro Hockey Rumors. I use Pro Hockey Rumors. I find they give you the quickest updates besides going to look on Twitter and seeing that way.
Yeah. Frozen Pool is pretty good too. I like a lot of their stats. Frozen Pool or Dauber Sports, whatever you want to call it, but that's where I get a lot of my goalie ones. That's I think I pay like $3 or $4 a month for access to that site, but and it's more so. I think the site's more so free. It's I donate just because somebody's putting this site together that I use, and it's but StatHead is another one. Natural Stat Trick is another one.
Oh, you know
There's
what?
so
I
many.
forgot all about Natural Stat Trick. I got to get that back up again. Yeah, Natural Stat Trick. Forgot about that.
But yeah, so and there's certain things that I'll only use like a site for like one stat or two stats. And I either
Yeah,
like the way it lays out or it's a specific stat that shows me exactly what I'm looking for. So it really depends.
yeah.
But left wing lock is great for goalie confirmations. I always find that they're the fastest in my opinion. And then lineup I use multiple sites for lineups because there's always discrepancies. So like RotoWire and Daily Face Off and Left Wing Lock, a lot of the times, two sites will be showing the same two goalies, and then one will be showing a different one, and they all follow different reporters. So it really depends on which reporter they're following and where they're getting their information from.
By the way, Pesci's at playing tonight for New Jersey. Brett Pesci was activated today. That helps a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, RotoWire is off a lot more. I hate that. I used to pay their $20 a month service to get their advanced lineups, and I stopped paying for it for that reason. Because now I only use it for injury reports. But I use Left Wing Lock and Daily Face Off.
I use Puckpedia.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too. I have that. I just don't have it pulled up right now. But Puckpedia is a good one. Puckpedia is good information if you're looking for like UFAs and like their money and what their salaries are and the salary caps and all that good information on actual
They're pretty
teams.
good at depth charts too. They're just not. They're not as
Yeah.
good as Cap Friendly. I fucking miss Cap Friendly so much. That was the best. Cap Friendly was the best.
Yeah.
And that guy just fell. He fortunately for him, like he was like clicking his heels as soon as the Capitals bought Cap Friendly because he was a millionaire instantly. And he kind of just they half-ass it. They half-ass it. All right, let's go to the next game. Spencer Stastny.
Right.
Oh yeah, by this way, that Spencer Stastny pick was a nice pickup. I guess it's Minnesota Columbus, right?
This is fishy as hell to me.
The Minnesota Wild's only minus 120.
Yes. And they got the kid Wallstat in.
Kid Volstad is going to be in. I'm
I
pretty
gotta
sure
look
they're
at
they're going to keep on rolling with Greaves here.
Yeah, that's what it's showing. I gotta see that if it's a bad Minnesota spot, but
Must be.
I mean, Minnesota owns the matchup 7-3 in the last 10. This is a revenge game for Minnesota because they got their asses handed to them by the Blue Jackets early in the season on October 11th, 7-4 in their own barn. So, on the other hand, Minnesota. So Minnesota just played Washington in that 5-0 shutout. It's a look ahead spot for Minnesota. We were just talking about this because they go to play Edmonton on Saturday. So it's going to be a big game for Minnesota. But you know they get 2 days rest. So I don't know. They may go back to the Gus Bus for Edmonton, but you would think that they're going to play. You think they'd put the kid in against Edmonton? Like
It
Edmonton's
seems like
good shooters.
it seems like they're treating him with kid gloves right now. Ever since they lost that game against Vancouver, they've kind of it's taken a step back with him. So maybe
And
confidence issues or something like that. I mean, but
it's also the weird one away game
one
and
away
going
and
right
come
back
home,
home.
and they're
Yeah.
playing Edmonton next.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a look ahead spot for sure. It's a look ahead spot. You're playing it. I mean, Edmonton's out of comfort or out of division, but this isn't out of conference game. Just play
Columbus on the other hand, they're on the last game of a 4-game homestand coming off of that win against Anaheim in overtime, 4-3. and then they go back to play Anaheim right after this. So this is just a
They're going
single
out
game in
to
between back to back. They're going out to California to have a California trip between Anaheim and Los Angeles. They'll play LA Kings after that. So it's just, I mean, they lost to Ottawa. They and Ottawa's playing horrible. Uh, Lost to Vegas at home. They beat Anaheim, so they can go 500 on this 4-game homestand if they beat Minnesota. But yeah, it's just fishy, man. It's something. I mean, I think I got bit on the last fishy one, but it's gonna be hard to not play Minnesota here on the road.
Minnesota at that price. Yeah.
Yeah, favored on the road. I mean, Columbus beat Anaheim, but was that a Dostal game? No, that was a Billy Huso game.
Yeah. I had the team total over for Columbus in that game.
And it was a Greaves game.
And
Greaves
this
gave
should
up
be a
3 to
Greaves game.
Anaheim.
I mean, you're
Yeah,
putting
that's what.
Merzlikins in here?
No. I mean, that's definite over if they are at least team total over for
Absolutely. Team
Minnesota.
total over. I might take team total over for Minnesota anyways, the way they're flying right now. Uh,
What's up, Rich?
Rich is in the house. Just let me see something. I'm trying to figure out why this line is like this.
Yeah, I'm going through the lineup right now to see if there's going to be any expected misses or. I mean, the only two things that would keep me off of them are the look ahead spot and the weird one travel trip. That's the only negative things that I'm seeing in this game currently.
Tomorrow's Tuesday, right? Yeah.
Thursday.
Wow. What? I just went through a Twilight Zone. Fuck.
Next Thursday. I
The
don't know if
life of
you've
a
ever heard
capper.
that.
Life of a capper. I
Yeah.
don't. How many times Caroline says like, "How do you not know that?" And I'm like, I like hockey. Hockey's fun. That's why I like hockey. I don't
That's
fucking
hilarious.
care what day it is. Doesn't change anything. Just the only thing it changes the amount of games the next day. Uh,
Say, oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was 3 in the morning.
so it's Thursday.
So the only site that's showing Wallstat is RotoWire. The other two are showing GusBus.
Yeah, it seems to be that they're really giving it to Gus Bus right now to roll with
Yeah.
it, give him a chance to be the number one. Full
But
on.
all three are showing Greaves.
Okay,
Like, do you really think Columbus beats Minnesota in back-to-back
I
games?
think this might be 5 games in 7 nights for Minnesota. That's why.
Yeah, 4 games in 6 nights.
Oh, it's 4 and 6, not 5 games in 7. They don't have two back to backs in there. Okay.
Still 4 and 6.
Still a lot. It's not a back to
Yeah.
back though. They played they played all of them were at home though, weren't they? Minnesota. They played
Oh yeah, they were all at home. They were all at home.
Dallas, 2, Ottawa, Boston, Washington was 3 games in 4, and they were like slaughtered 5-0. Uh, and then they got a day off. They go, like you said, it's that annoying one on the road and back. But Minnesota to Columbus is not that far.
It's got to be the look ahead to Edmonton.
Has to be.
I mean, I know they're not in the same division, but they're in the same
The
conference.
other thing you
So
have is Columbus just won their first game after a long losing streak. So they're going to play
yeah,
hard here. They're going to probably play with confidence in here in this game.
and Johannesson was out last game, right? In that 5-0 win.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was out. I'm just trying to see if they have any new injuries. Desmond Hunt is day to day, a defender. Yeah, there's.
Blue Jackets team total over 3. It will be a good price. Over 3.5 is plus 140. It's weird. They're putting this as an over game, but they're putting the team totals at a pretty decent price. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
One thing I will do is I'll take the draw.
What worries me too is like that's going to be a heavy money public play at that price. Like
Oh yeah,
everybody's going to be on it.
everybody's gonna be on that.
I mean,
Yeah,
maybe it's because
Columbus allows
Minnesota is horrible.
both of them actually allow a lot of shots. Yeah.
Minnesota's been horrible on the road. They're 8-7 overall, or 8-6-1, but 8-7. But I mean, Columbus, they're just as good at home as they are on the road. They're 7-5-3, and they're 7-8-3 away. So they're just slightly better on the at home, but they've played more games at home. So I mean, they played more games on the road.
Rich
So it
says
doesn't
that
make sense.
Morrissey was the one in the penalty box.
Oh fuck! I hate when that shit happens. Like that takes away all fucking doubt. You know what I mean? It's like
Oh,
or all chances. God,
good
that
thing I
pisses me
wasn't
off.
watching that game. I would have thrown shit out the TV. Fuck.
Yeah, I would have been fucking livid.
What is it? I'm like semi cursed on the fucking ice guys for shot props. I did get my last one though, but that's ridiculous. Morrissey not getting 2 shots in that game. That's insane. He gets them like on the road like a 13 the last 14, and I bet it on. I make it a best bet, and he loses it. But anyways, shit
Yeah, I
happens.
want to say they were like 12th in the league or 14th in the league to allow shots to defensemen too, or something like that. I know they
Yeah,
were up there. They were definitely above middle of the pack, but usually that's where I like middle. That middle line is like depends on the player too. Like if it's McKinnon, I'll take it against the number one defense because that dude's just gonna
yeah,
shoot.
yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah,
It's like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but on the other hand, if it's a somebody that only has an average volume of three and I'm trying to get two, and it's a good defensive team, it's a lot harder to get them pucks through from the blue line than it is, up there, up when you're up as a
Yeah.
forward up in the front. So
But Timothy J. Wharton, thanks for coming in, my friend. Um, brings up a good point. Actually, he said Minnesota's been a lot in the last 10 games. Minnesota's been a lot, period. Minnesota's given up the most amount of shots in the league this year, and Columbus is right up there. So both goaltenders over saves would probably be a good look, even though you like the over. But the other one is look for probably this would be a good game for shot props on both sides. Um, and
yeah, I'm
okay, so
gonna.
looking at the Minnesota, let's look at this Minnesota line. I kind of get it. Okay, they make the Hughes deal. Uh, they made the Hughes deal when that was like they were
Probably five
playing.
days ago. They've played two games, right, with Hughes. Yeah, they
Yeah.
played 2 games with them.
The
So it
first
had to
one
have
was
been at
against
least
Boston.
5 days ago or so.
That was the first one was with Boston, then with Washington, right? Yeah. So you figure that trade happens. You got a media freaking blitz in Minnesota. You got all that excitement that Hughes is coming in and everything like that. And then Washington. One thing you got to remember with Washington is Ovi's coming to town. Kaprizov's hero, right? Kaprizov, that would be a hero of Kaprizov, pretty much for sure. And Tarasenko. Yeah, so should have thought about that in that game. And now, after all of that, all the media is kind of like, you know how the media is like, okay, Hughes the trade, that's it. Nobody cares about it anymore. So now it is a letdown spot for Minnesota here. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
You
It,
leave home, you kind of escape all the emotion and everything that's been going on with the Hughes trade. You're going to go to Columbus, and not one reporter is going to give a fuck that Hughes is there. it's
yeah.
You're out in the middle of nowhere in Columbus, and you got to create energy for this game. I definitely could see Columbus winning this game. I'm just hoping we can get a better price, like it starts to bet down on it, because that's why it's fishy. I could see Columbus winning
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah, I mean, you could do either way. You could take like what was the price on Columbus? Probably minus plus 100. Like
Yeah,
you take them pregame, and then if Minnes if they score first, then you take Minnesota live, or you could do it the other way. You could take Minnesota,
you know
and
what
I
you
just
do,
have a
buddy?
feeling that Minnesota's scoring first.
You do? I think the opposite. Because if it is a letdown spot, I think Columbus will
Oh,
be one star. What puts you
that
on
could
that? Just
be.
a gut feeling? Because your gut feelings are good.
Yeah,
Your gut feelings are good. So I'm not shitting on what you're saying. Because
yeah,
you're pretty good with your gut feelings. So I don't want to go against it.
yeah. I'm probably gonna. I'm just saying that now. I'm probably gonna sit on it and just look to see if anything else. Yeah, I mean the books are just looking at it as like a how long can Minnesota keep this up? They were going on a run right before into the Hughes, and now you got Hughes, and at some point this team's gonna lose a game. It's an
And
82
then,
season, like you
yeah,
know.
like I think they can suck the public in, but I don't think they're going to suck the sharps in. That's to suck the public into this game, I think.
Yeah,
And it's good. It's making sharps like us question it at the same time, where you almost don't want to bet it because
yeah,
it's the perfect number. You almost don't want to bet it because it's fishy, but on the same note, maybe you just take it and bite the bullet because they're just so hot. I don't know if things are going to change. Uh, I would take Hughes over shots. I would look at props because there's so many Fantilli over shots
yeah. I would say like if you like Columbus, you might as well take their team total because it's
over
gonna be
three.
2.5, and I don't see Columbus holding Minnesota to 3, and at that point, you like the over. So the only thing
Yeah,
that worries me is if Minnesota gets out to a lead early, they're going to lock it down
yeah,
and it's going to end up being a 4-1 game and there's a chance
maybe.
that the total could go under. Could be. That would be the only way. I think if it's a back and forth game, it's definitely going to go over. If Columbus gets out to a big lead, Minnesota's going to come rushing back. I don't think they're going to be able to stop them.
Yeah. Does Minnesota want to grind this game though?
They
I
don't.
mean,
No, they want to get
you
off.
got Edmonton coming up next. Do you want to play a
Yeah.
grindy game against Columbus here? I don't think so. I think this is an
No.
over spot for sure. And I think Columbus probably wins. It's just a question of how to bet it. I have a
The
feeling this
other
line's not going to change by morning either, though.
The other
Uh,
question is if it's if they're trying to conserve energy to play in Edmonton and don't want to go balls out on this, it's like if it's 1-1 early or 2-2 early, like I think both teams would be happy writing out this.
Shut down on the draw.
Yeah, shut
Yeah,
down on the draw. And
I definitely will be playing the draw here. Columbus has had
yeah,
like draws in 3 of the last 4 games they played.
yeah.
They're basically
I
just holding the fort as much as they can. For so,
yeah, at plus 100, I can't take a shot on Columbus. It's only plus
it's not a
100.
good price. That's the reason why they
No.
did it, because it's not a good price. So nobody's going to vote bet Columbus. All the public's going to bet Minnesota, and sharps are going to bet the draw on the overs.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, I would say that's what's going to happen. Series history, series history doesn't really matter here because it's like I don't think it does. Maybe a little bit. Last game they played was October. Yeah, you already
Yeah.
said that. Minnesota spanked the shit out of them, right? So it's a revenge game too. Yeah, I think Columbus wins this.
No, Columbus spanked the shit out of them.
Oh, Columbus spanked the shit out of them in
That's why I
their
said, do you
heart.
really think Minnesota will lose 2 games back to back to them? Like, if you look through their last 10 games head to head, Columbus has not won any back to back games, but there has been 5 overtimes, one
Yeah.
going to a shootout. So I could definitely see them riding out a tie, but I'm probably going to just stay off of it because I like Minnesota, but I just think it's fishy. Like if Columbus scores early, I might take a crack at them if I like the pace. Take them at plus money or something, but
I think
I
Minnesota
lean
could. I
Minnesota.
think Columbus could score early because it's sort of a exhale spot for Minnesota. All the deals done. Just had a huge game against Washington. Like they've just gone through like this big high, and at home, and now you're going on the road for one game, and with no media, no nothing. It feels like a flat spot. I get it. I like the Blue Jackets are a good first period team too. Um,
Devils scored.
who's out? Puts Trennan on the second line again. Johansson, yeah, Johansson is out. That's too bad.
Do you
He's the
guys
next. He's the
factor
next.
betting splits? So you're saying splits as in like homes and aways? I don't think I specifically bet homes and aways, but I use it as a percentage looking at a side. If that's what he's meaning. He said, not sure if I've ever asked, but do y'all factor betting splits? So I mean, it also could be splits on the money or the percentages, but
I think he's talking about
home
uh
and away.
home and away splits.
Yeah, I
I
just
should
use
get
it
a
as a
site that
percentage
has
and a
more.
gauge.
I unfortunately I trust my head on that, and I shouldn't. I should get a site that really has splits on it more, so I can see that. Okay, here's something that can help us lean over to the
Yeah. Oh,
club.
he's saying money splits. So like where the public's betting and where, like
I don't focus too much on it because I can pretty much tell you what it's going to be already. I already know.
yeah,
Like if I used to look at it, and every time I looked at it, I already knew. I already knew where the public was going to be, where the sharps were,
yeah,
because we're sharps. So that's why
yeah.
we don't.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily look at the money or the percentages. I just look at the way the line moves from the opening line and how
In
it
hockey, especially,
adjusts.
not so much. Other sports, yeah, but not hockey. Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Right now, there's not too many people paying attention to hockey. So the money
Yeah.
going on it is, you know, it's pretty sporadic. You got football, you got NFL, you got college football. After that, maybe things
What's up,
change a little
Justin?
bit. But right now, no. Here's something that can put us a little bit on Columbus, on how we're depending on how we want to bet it. Uh, for some reason, I don't know if he's injured, but Damon Hunt is out. Uh,
I saw that.
Middleton and Brodeen are out. They brought up Carson Lambo. I think that's how you say it, or Lambos. He's been a guy. He's like a defensive defenseman. He doesn't put up points at all. Uh, they drafted him in the second round. Somewhere down the road, he might be a good guy. He's 22. He's probably not going to be really a player, until he's like 25, 26.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt Kierstad, I mean, he's been a career journeyman, played in Florida for a while, but hasn't never been able to keep his foot in the NHL for a long period of time. And David Juracek hasn't developed the way anybody thought he would. So that's your bottom. That's three of your bottom six here. So you're going to be riding Faber and Hughes quite a bit. And so, which to me leans more to the over than anything. I think they're going to I think I like Columbus team total over.
Yeah, if you're an underdog better, or a underdog being the site, not underdog being underdogs, but or prize picks or pick six, like you can probably bet Favor or Quinn over ice time. They may have it adjusted, but you can look at their
That's
last
a good one.
10
Yeah.
games and see what they average. But
Yeah.
more than likely, like Hughes played what, like 30 minutes in his first game as a wild or
Yeah.
some shit like that. So they've already started using him more, and that could be a prop. I don't know what that is. It's too early to probably see some of that stuff, but
Ladder his shots because he'll be on the ice constantly for sure.
yeah.
But I'm leaning Columbus in this game. I'm just hoping I can find a better price. I like him in the first period, personally myself. The only thing that has me not liking him in the first period is your gut says not first period, and you're usually pretty good at those. I don't like to hear that when you go.
Yeah, I mean, and that's not even just looking at analytics. That's just me looking at Minnesota. But
That's just a
um,
gut. Oh no, that's just because you think Minnesota is so good. I just have a feeling they're
yes,
going to be a little sluggish in the first too.
I could
They've
see that.
had a lot of excitement happen, and now, like you said, you're taking a flight over to Columbus. I don't know if you've ever been to Columbus before, but this is not a city that when you go to it revs your engine up for the day. It's not. I'm not saying it's a bad city. But it's a great family place to be and stuff like that. It's probably one of the safest cities that you can be in, from what I understand. But it's not like it doesn't rev you up. This is if you're on a high, going to Columbus isn't going to keep you there. Let's put it that way. So I do like
Um, I
Columbus.
like I like Kaprizov over 3.5 shots. He's covered that in 3 of his last 4. More so in that last game in early October. Kirill Kaprizov had 11 shots on 15 attempts.
Yeah,
And then also it kind of goes with your game logic. If you're liking Blue Jackets, that just puts more ammunition to Minnesota shooting more. And like I said, they had 52 shots in that first game. That's a shit ton of shots. Let me see how.
Columbus is playing heavily to the under in the first period, though. So if you want to take an over here, I would wait, get it live. I want to take it over, but I think I'll wait and get it live. Under first period is heavily under. I can see Minnesota being loose, like kind of heavy legged.
So, how do you feel about teams winning the second game of breaking a long losing streak?
I like it.
That's the situation that Columbus is in. You
I
like
like
that
it.
trend
I
of that
like
spot.
I like teams, depending on the team. If they're absolute ass, I don't like it. But if they're just a shitty team, then I don't care. But I don't think Columbus is a shitty team. They're just
Yeah, dealing with injuries.
if
They
they
might
had
go
like
out for a while.
They play hard enough. I'm looking at the second period over here. Away, Minnesota. Yeah, second period over, not a bad play. If you like the over, I would take the second period over, not the first. And I would wait for a while. Uh, Maybe this is one of those games where, remember, we were talking about no goals in the first five and over? This
Yeah.
would be not a bad idea on that. I'll see if I can pull that up on FanDuel if they have the odds right now, what we could get for that. I don't know if they will, though.
So we said we think it's gonna be Gus. Gonna be a bounce back spot too for Gus. Gus was the one that gave up 6 goals in that opening game at the beginning of the season.
That's probably why it's going to be Gus. Give
That
him a
could definitely
second.
be
Give him
why.
another. Give him another chance at it. Like you said, a revenge game. And since if they're going to do that, it also makes Minnesota feel like it's more of a revenge game too,
Yeah.
which makes it harder to take Columbus there now because they're going
And you got
to.
Hughes. And you got
And you got
Hughes.
Hughes
It's
now
just
too. Yeah.
the problem with playing Hughes more minutes is he's used to it. Like he's always like even in Vancouver, it always seemed like he was pushing the minute list. Just because
Oh
he
yeah.
has so much of offensive power and he's so fast, it's like you
Especially with
almost
those other
double
guys
shift
out
him.
there. I definitely like the draw here. I definitely like the draw. I still think, as much as he's trying to say, okay, play for him because he got lit up the last time they played Columbus and all that shit like that. I think it's going to be very difficult for Hines to, he's using every angle he can to get him up for this game because he knows it's a hard game to get up for.
Yeah.
That's it is. When you got McDavid coming home, when you get back home, you got McDavid coming in and all that shit, and you're out to play Columbus for one game and go back home. He's trying to find every angle he can here, and they might pull it off.
Yeah.
Minus 118 on FanDuel. Fuck me.
For the no goal first five and over 4.5 or five
No,
and a half.
for Minnesota.
Oh, Minnesota.
It's even a
I
better
know.
number on FanDuel, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah. Timothy
Uh,
said first period under might be a really good play, and he never takes it. You know what's funny is,
we
like,
use I
look,
use it a lot.
yeah, I was gonna say a couple years ago, like I only used to take overs, and there's like I have a guy in our Discord that he likes parlaying first period overs. He always will ask me like a couple of hours before game time, like which overs do you like, and I usually give him 2 or 3, and then he's usually real big on goal scorers too, wants 2 or 3 and likes put parlays together. But I mean, I always used to bet overs, and then at one point I started noticing that my trends weren't working and I was losing more than I was winning. So I started targeting unders, and lo and behold, it's way more profitable than it is overs, in my opinion. But on the other hand, it's so much more of a sweat. Like
Oh yeah,
I'm
yeah.
so I'm so much